With the White Sox, I say they've been coasting into the playoffs, and Tampa Bay's been having to win. It just depends on who gets hot.
The Philadelphia Eagles do have an opportunity.
To be honest, I thought you were going to say the Atlanta Falcons.
No, fuck no.
Oh god, yeah, that would have been warranted.
Paul George to show up again, and they need Reggie Jackson to be the best point guard left standing outside of Trae Young, who's hurt. What is going on, guys? My name is Kyle Davis, and this is MV3. I'm here as always with my co-host T-Bone. How we doing today, man?
It's a good day. It's been a great time. We got some football, finally. Football Thursday, football Friday, football Saturday.
Sure? Are you okay?
Now football Sunday. We have football Monday. It's great. We're back. NFL Week 1, college football Week 2.
You okay?
I'm so pumped.
We're
so pumped.
You sure you're okay?
Oh, I'm great. Why?
Just checking on you. Just checking on you.
I burned some shit. It was very therapeutic. I set some stuff on fire yesterday.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. You lose your head coach. You lose half your offense.
Listen, we lose literally 9 offensive players. Let's just make that one clear. The only 2 we have left are Donovan Edwards and Colson Loveland. We lost literally everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm not Notre Dame.
Oh, that's true.
I'm not a Notre Dame fan.
Oregon didn't look so hot either.
Alabama didn't look good either.
Not at the beginning. Gives me a little bit of hope. Gives me this tiny sliver of hope.
Everyone wants to come at me. I'm like, I lost to a team that was ranked higher than me. I don't know what the fuck we're talking about. I didn't lose to an unranked match.
I just wanted to check on you.
I'm fine.
You're my buddy.
My rivals had a much worse time than I did. So
Ohio State did just fine.
Not to begin with.
Well, it's still the beginning
of
the season.
Against these teams.
I know. All right. Well, we'll get into college ball. Today is all about the NFL.
Yes.
We had last week. We had our fantasy football draft. Excuse me. We did. I'm happy with my team outside of my quarterback.
I don't even know which one. I don't even know what team's mine anymore.
You're facing me this week. You're Christian Mingle.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Well, I have 3 teams on ESPN. I never know. I got Scoish, Velociraptor, Maloish, Pickanatten, and Christian Mingle.
Fair enough.
Let's see. I am projected to win. That's right. Nice.
Against me?
Yeah, good job, me.
No, you're not.
I have no idea.
You're projected to lose currently by 5 points, and that's because Devontae and Dallas did.
Oh, it's that. That's the. Oh yeah, because I got negative. Thanks, Kansas City.
The Chiefs' defense will be good, just not against running quarterbacks.
No, we'll be fine.
Speaking of the Kansas City Chiefs, they played on Thursday. I thought it was a great game. We saw firsthand the refs are going to call the illegal formation where all offensive linemen need to line up within the belt line of the center. We saw it called 3 consecutive plays to start out the game for the Baltimore Ravens.
Something like that.
So we saw it a couple times in the Packers-Eagles game. We'll get into that game because that was a lot happened in that game. A lot to talk about with that game. But Ravens-Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes still looks like he does in week 1, early season. He has a little bit to figure out. Xavier Worthy looks like he could be the real deal. I don't know if he's going to be like level of Tyreek, but they're using him very similarly the way they use Tyreek Hill. I think one of the bigger surprises was that Mark Andrews owners are throwing their phones, computers against the wall because he lined up at left tackle at one time during that game.
It was great.
And the Isaiah Likely waiver wire is going to be insane.
I already had him on my team for a couple weeks, so I was perfectly fine with it.
So what is your takeaway from Ravens Chiefs, considering this was a rematch of the AFC Championship game?
Kansas City's on top, man. They weren't. No one really thought they were going to come out and win it last year. Everyone kind of thought they were going to struggle, take a step back or so. And then they won. It was like, okay, yeah, this is just the Chiefs being the Chiefs. And now this year Worthy looks like a real fucking problem. Rashee Rice looks like he's taking the next step forward of just being a reliable receiver for him. Kelsey didn't have a really great game, but he's still there. It's not like he didn't do anything. He was still there.
3 catches, 34 yards. Isn't
Yeah,
bad.
like he didn't do a ton, but he's still there. You can't like ignore him. So it's it's tough to see that and like, oh yeah, this isn't the Chiefs' year for the third straight time. It's like, yeah, no, probably they have to be the favorite. They have to be.
I agree, especially out of the AFC. There's some stiff competition in the NFC. Again, we'll get to the Packers Eagles. So the Jordan Love injury could hurt in the beginning of the season, but he should. If they can stay above water, stay 500, they should be fine to make the playoffs as well. But there is some stiff competition. The Eagles look pretty good. We'll see what San Francisco does tomorrow against the Jets. I mean, there's the AFC outside of Baltimore, who Kansas City just handled. Is there anybody else that's on the level of the Kansas City Chiefs right now?
No, you can't. You can't give anyone that because no one's a two-time defending Super Bowl champs. Like no one's on their field, but like Houston is one team that was threatening last year. I think got better weapons this year.
Miami could be there.
Baltimore would have been close, depending. I'm willing to give it to Cincy if they're healthy and if T. Higgins and Jamar Chase and Burrow are all healthy and contracts are all figured out. The Jets, you don't know with what Rodgers actually looks like. Jets were a favorite up there last year for the AFC before Rodgers goes down.
And their offensive line got a lot better in New York.
Yeah, their offensive line got better.
Their defense is already very good.
Like
Breece Hall.
But then you have the Bills who kind of took a step back with losing all their pieces. You don't know how that's going to mesh. Miami, I don't trust that defense.
No.
So no one in the AFC, I think, has a clear cut. Like, other than Baltimore, I would have said Baltimore. But
I think it's the same thing as what we said against, like how I said against Georgia a couple weeks ago. Until somebody knocks off Kansas City, it's the Chiefs. It's the Chiefs to win. I keep seeing on social media that for the last 3 years, the refs have been favoring Kansas City and this and that. I hate the cop out of the blaming the refs for everything. Baltimore had quite a few chances to win this game. They fumbled the bag on. They should have won on the, or they should have went up on the Zay Flowers completion, but Lamar Jackson just put it way behind him.
Yeah, they had two different plays where they had opportunities to score the tying touchdown, and they just didn't. One was Lamar just completely missed the guy. So, early in the game, there were some things like I don't think the Chiefs got called for that illegal formation until the second or third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, man. Like, there was a couple of those illegal formations, like, he's got to break the belt. And, like, his helmet is very clearly, like, almost to his, like, belly button, and it's like they're calling it. I'm like,
I think
the Chiefs don't get one for almost the whole first half, I don't think. And I'm like, that's just
wild.
There's just no way. There's just no way. Like, because what happened last year in that first game, when they were honing in on kind of the early kickback step of tackles.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were kind of timing it up, like kind of right before the snap. And then they called it a couple times on that right tackle, I believe. It's hard to believe that the Chiefs just didn't do it until well into the game. It's just it is hard to believe, but I'm not a conspiracy theorist of Mahomes gets all these calls. Rodgers gets all these calls. I just don't really buy into it, but some of it is like that's I don't know.
That one, in my opinion, is more of they're trying to really make a statement saying that you really need to focus on this. Like it's not necessarily that Baltimore was illegal, set up in an illegal formation all those 3 plays, but they're trying to really like crack down on that necessarily. One takeaway from me is that Derrick Henry doesn't have as many miles on him as we thought. They ran the ball 32 times. 13 was Derrick Henry. I think I saw somewhere that 30% of snaps was with Justice Hill out of the backfield, and he was more so a receiving back. Obviously, you have your bruiser and Derrick Henry. You have Lamar Jackson, who ran the ball 16 times. You're not going to have Lamar Jackson for very much longer if that's how you're going to handle him. What's going on, Matt? How we doing, man?
What's up, buddy? How you doing, bud? I don't know. Like, I get it, but it's week 1.
It was a primetime game against the Super Bowl champions. I think they were just trying to pull it out just to make a statement. It fell flat. Their defense looked good for a couple series, but Baltimore's defense I thought was going to be lights out and lock up some of these guys because they have some of the better corners. They have Kyle Hamilton at safety. Yeah. I think Baltimore's defense is still one of the premier defenses in the league, but in the same breath, like, you give up 27. That's not like a world-beating number, but Mahomes threw for almost 300 yards. The run defense was pretty good, and I think that's going to be a very, like, you're going to see that a lot from Baltimore's defense is that they're going to lock up the run, but I still see Baltimore making it to the playoffs, probably winning the division.
Maybe. That division's going to eat itself.
Wow. Matt's,
I don't know why you had to start with that, dickhead. That seems weird, bro. Good luck being a TCU fan or a Broncos fan or a Jets fan. Good luck, buddy. Whatever. Get out of here.
Jets will be just fine. We'll get into that in a little bit, but I think Ravens Chiefs, it was a really good game to kick off the season. Isaiah Likely pulled a Kevin Durant. His toe was just a hair too big or hair too long, but good game all around. Let's get to Friday. Sure. Packers, Eagles, the game itself was a great game.
It was I think it was better than the Thursday night game.
I would agree with that. Like, everybody was complaining about the conditions, but I also remember a certain fan base, not just one fan base, the entire country bitching at me when I was complaining about the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, where the field was pretty crap. So I have no sympathy for anybody who is complaining about the field conditions in Brazil.
You didn't lose the Super Bowl because of the field conditions. Just gonna
I'm not saying we lost, but I'm saying that it wasn't fair.
I'm saying that. I'm saying
if it was the Packers, it would have been a different tune. Just saying.
No.
But Friday Night Football,
it's
an interesting concept. I personally don't agree with having Friday night games. I like it to be high school, Friday Night Lights.
Yep.
Like, even college games on Fridays is a little weird to me. I don't really want to watch it that much, but it's still there. Really. I'm going to watch it because it's football. But the first couple series, Jalen Hurts looked really Jalen Hurts like from the end of last year. Missed snap, which I foresaw definitely because he's only had Jason Kelce, one of the best centers of all time, moving to a player who hasn't played center the last couple of years in Cam Jurgens. So there was a mishap on a mishandled snap, a couple of them. On the very first play, Saquon Barkley went to take a cut with the ball and slipped. Like, the field conditions were bad, but that's not the storyline of this game. Once the teams got settled in, Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts turned the ball over twice, and the Packers unfortunately could not capitalize, kicking 2 field goals. But
3 turnovers, actually.
Yeah, but as that game started,
2 possessions.
Yeah. But as that game started to get rolling, both offenses started to get rolling a little bit more. Jordan Love hit Jaden Reed for a long, I think it was was it a jet motion?
I don't know which one. He had two long touchdowns.
That's true.
One was a pass. So it was like 60, 70-yard pass. And one was a rush, I thought.
Yeah. So, I mean,
I think his first touchdown was like the reverse.
It was the reverse. It was the 33-yard run. I just brought it up. But before that, Saquon Barkley got a really nice looking touchdown pass from Jalen on the back of the end zone. Jaden Reed ripped off a great looking 33-yard run on I think a jet reverse, and then it just from there it was just back and forth. Defenses came to play, but they only played for half the game, it seemed like, on both Packers and Eagles. So I was thoroughly impressed with both teams. Jordan Love looked poised in the pocket. He looked comfortable back there. I just like, as an Eagles fan, everybody says that we're shitty fans, but like that, as soon as he went down, I didn't want that to be the ending of the game. I wanted to see Jordan Love chuck the ball down the field, getting the sack on Malik Willis. Yeah, I'm happy we won, but like, at what cost?
Right, considering the play that before he got hurt, he literally threw like a 30-yard strike and got it with at least within like, oh, they might be able to at least chuck it deep. And then he gets hurt, Jacobs runs it, and they still have 2 more plays after that. So it's like, okay, I'm not saying, oh, he had 10 seconds, he would have won. No, I'm not saying that, but it would have looked
a better
a lot.
chance. A better chance.
The chance was there after, oh, okay, he rolls out, throws a dart, great catch. Oh, okay, now we're at least within Hail Mary territory, and they could have ran 2 or 3 more plays without him getting hurt. So it's like, no, I'm not saying they would have won the game. It's still the odds are very stacked in Philly's favor there, but yeah, him going down really fucking sucks.
I just want people to realize that was not like intentional. Like, I watched that play live.
I don't know, man.
No, he's going for when Jalen Carter rolls over, he grabs for a player that has the ball.
He's on the ground. He grabs at his legs when he's on the ground. You're not supposed to do that. You know that.
Well, what do you want him to do then? Do you want him to just lay there and look up at Jordan Love, throw a dart?
It's literally, technically, yes. Like, you're not supposed to grab them around under the knees when you're on the ground. It's Brady rule. It's literally what got Brady hurt.
It is,
and it wasn't called because technically it was a high-low tackle as well. Someone was tackling up high. Carter's down there below. Should have also been a penalty.
Did he get hit high on that play?
Yes.
Okay. I might have
to
go
listen. Like, I understand what he's trying to do. Like, he missed the sack. He kind of fell off of him, but you're not supposed to grab down there. And I understand I'm not saying it was intentionally dirty. I'm not. But you're like, there's the rules and penalties in place to like, you're not supposed to do that. Mm-hmm. That's like saying, oh, well, I had no choice, so a horse collar tackled him. Doesn't take that it's dangerous away from the fact. Like, I understand why you do it or why you might get in that situation. I don't think he was looking to hurt Love. I'm not saying he's a dirty player, but it was a borderline dirty play because he didn't try to like grab at his jersey and pull him down. He grabbed at his ankle and like held on and then got hit up top, and which kind of bent him backwards or whatever weird way. Like, and then there was no flag on top of it. Like I said, I don't think he was intentionally trying to hurt nobody. I don't think that, but it's a sketchy play. And on review, it's like, oh, it was a high-low tackle by 2 players. That should have been a penalty, whatever. Not that I don't think it would have mattered, but
he is now. Jordan Love has an MCL sprain. He's out for 3 to 6 weeks. I'm looking at the schedule. I think the Packers will be just fine. They get the Colts, Titans. Yeah. The next 6 games are Colts, Titans, Vikings, Rams, Cardinals, and then the Texans. And then the latest return is slated for Jacksonville.
I said he won't come back until the second conference game because that gives him 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm. And that would be the Lions.
Yep. He could come back in 4 weeks. Now, I know that his injury says 3 to 6. I think it's going to depend on they should go get Tannehill. Tannehill's familiar with LaFleur. Obviously, Malik Willis is too, or I don't know if Malik Willis is because I don't know. I think he was the year after or a year or two after LaFleur left. But like, Tannehill was in Tennessee when LaFleur was there.
Mm-hmm. And he's sitting there waiting to be played.
Yeah,
I don't think you make a trade. You don't make a trade right now, though.
No, LaFleur. No, Tannehill's free agent.
Right, and Malik Willis is fine.
No, he's not. I don't know. Give me Sean Clifford before I want.
Why didn't he roll out? Why didn't he roll out to try and chuck it?
I don't want a guy who's been here for like 11 days. I want the guy who's had a full season.
Yeah,
He
had his opportunities. He didn't play well. I don't understand what the Packers saw in trading for him when you had Sean Clifford, who knows the system.
Well, Clifford is still there on the practice squad, but
they can move him up. Who was the other guy?
I know that, but I just
Pratt.
What?
Who was the other guy that they cut? Pratt.
Yeah, their rookie.
Yeah, well,
I guess I don't see the point in trading for Willis when you could have just. I mean, I guess, but if they just got him so they have a third guy, but
you had a third
I'm
guy.
not sure.
You literally had a third guy.
Yeah, but if Pratt wasn't really that good and Clifford you wanted him to be the second or third option anyway. Like, I don't know. Their schedule is a little bit later, so as long as they go like 2-4 or something,
I think
or
they'll do better. I think they'll 500.
And
I think they'll go 500.
if they go 6-6, or if it's 6 weeks and they go
3-3.
I hope 3-3, but even if they go 2-4, like you can't go over. That's
Then it's over.
well,
Oh, come on.
0-7.
you're 0-7?
The Packers as a whole is too good to go 0-7. I'm just gonna I don't care who's at quarterback. Like,
their defense is good. Their linebacking core is much improved. Their defensive line is solid.
As long as they go 500,
secondary is great.
I'll even take 2-4 because then they're 2-5. It's not great. It's not great, but they would still only have then technically had one conference game, and they could theoretically, with Love back, go 5-0 in the rest of the conference games, end up 5-1 and be just there. So
I think it's a lot harder now without Jordan Love. If Jordan Love was there, they could rattle off those 6 games. They could rattle off, go 6-0.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, but he's not. So,
and now he needs to move. They need to move forward without him. I think Josh Jacobs gets a heavy dose of the rock now, and he was getting a heavy dosage. He was getting a high usage rate on Friday anyway. So I think they love Josh Jacobs. I think he looked great at times. I think he took a couple. But, I mean, you're also facing a much improved Philly defense. The secondary is still a little questionable. Linebacking core is a little questionable. But, I mean, Philly's defense stood up on those first 2 drives that they started within the 30-yard line of the end zone both times, ended up making them kick field goals. So I think Philadelphia can reestablish themselves as favorites in the NFC. Maybe not for the number 1 seed because they still have San Francisco. I mean, you never know what you're going to get out of Dallas. But Detroit will be around there, and there'll be some other teams. But why don't we get into some division winners this year?
Sure.
So I think we can start with the North because I think this one becomes a lot easier now with the Love injury.
We're talking NFC?
NFC North.
Okay. Do we want to start with the NFC in general first?
Sure.
Right.
You want the NFC champions?
No, we're just talking divisions right now.
All right. Well, let's start in the North. I think this one's super easy.
Yeah, I mean, we're a little late on doing it just because we couldn't do it earlier in the week, but it's the Lions. It's got to be the Lions.
It's the Lions. I think the Bears will be frisky, but I still don't see them coming anywhere near a division title. And with the Jordan Love injury now, I think it's going to be tough for Green Bay to get up there. I think they'll end with around what I said, still 8 or 9 wins, depending on when Jordan Love comes back. But I think Detroit has 10 to 12 wins this year. That'll take the division.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty clear if Love is going to miss time. It's not really. It shouldn't be a competition. It should be the Lions take the grass and they'll just roll with it.
And again, after today, which kickoff is in 46 minutes.
Yep.
For the noon slate, I'm hype.
Yeah.
I have a whole day of just sitting and watching football. It's fantastic. I'm going to drink a beer or 2. I'm going to probably grill up some burgers. It's going to be a good day. But moving on, let's move to the NFC South, a little bit more of an interesting division this year. Last year won by Tampa Bay, brought up behind that by the Saints and the Falcons, and then the bottom-dwelling Carolina Panthers. I actually personally think this is going to be a more competitive division. Not saying they're all going to develop good teams, like great playoff teams, but I think the top of this is going to be a lot closer. I still think Carolina brings up the rear. I think the only team that could finish worse than Carolina is New Orleans, and that's just because of the quarterback play. I personally think it's going to be a battle between Tampa Bay and Atlanta. I think Kirk Cousins, he's still a quality arm. He doesn't have mobility. He's coming off of an injury, so let's see what happens. But he has a slew of weapons. He has Drake London. He has Kyle Pitts. He has a decent offensive line. They got Bijan Robinson in the backfield. They traded for Matthew Judon in the offseason, so their defense is improved as well. I think Atlanta has a good chance of winning the division, but Tampa, their defense is still established. They still have arguably a top 10-ish receiver in Mike Evans, and Chris Godwin's not bad either. But I personally think Atlanta shocks a lot of people, and I think Atlanta takes the division in the NFC South this year.
Oh, you see, because here's the thing. I disagree. I think it's the Carolina Panthers. So because I think
spicy.
I believe they are just going to surprise some teams. They're not in a good division, as you have mentioned. However, I'm going to say that it's just every year, I think for the last 15 or 14 of the last 15, something like that, a team has finished last in the division, and then the next year has won the division. I'm picking the Carolina Panthers for that. I think they have I think Bryce Young turns it around. He might be an actual good quarterback. Maybe. So I'm going the Carolina Panthers.
You know, he had a rough rookie year. I think he could take a big step forward. And like you said, the division itself is not very good.
They don't have to be that good to win this division.
No. But you have to be that good to win a single game in the playoffs. And I don't see any of these teams winning a game in the playoffs.
I didn't say they'd be doing that. I didn't say they'd do that.
Let's pick moving on to another probably very, very easy division in the NFC West. Last year, dominated by, well, I don't know. I feel like that we're moving from ones that aren't really competitive now.
That's fine. No problem.
The NFC West was led by the San Francisco 49ers, who represented the NFC in the Super Bowl last year. They returned, I think 90% of their starters, almost all of their starters from last year. So they're not really replacing much outside of Chase Young, who went to New Orleans, I want to say.
Don't know. Don't care. Ohio State.
Yeah, I know. They were being chased, but not very well, by Seattle and the Rams. And then brought up the rear by Arizona. I think Arizona is going to be two more wins added to their record, but they're still not going to be good. I think the Rams are going to be decent, but without Aaron Donald captaining that defense, I think the Rams are going to take a good step backwards.
Right.
But a healthy year from Cooper Kupp could make that offense look a lot different. So they could make some noise. Seattle, for some reason, I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why. I think they're going to do bad this year. I think they're going to have a losing record. They have a new head coach. They don't have.
But he's a good head coach.
Yeah, well, I still think that it's going to be a rough year. I say they only win 6 or 7 games this year. So that's my hot take for that division. And San Francisco should run away with this.
Yeah, I mean, it's the 49ers. There's just no reason to bet. Maybe the Rams if that offense gets rolling, but like you said, losing Donald is tough. Arizona is going to be kind of in the middle. I think Arizona takes a step forward with Harrison. They got the rookie running back paired with James Conner. So they're going to be better. I still think it's San Francisco Rams as 1-2. And then maybe if Arizona can take that big of a step forward, maybe they jump the Rams and finish number 2. It wouldn't be that surprising.
No. And a full year of Kyler Murray healthy.
Yeah, I fucking hate Kyler Murray, but
so do I. But they've been a whirlwind for a little bit with trying to figure out if they were going to trade him.
They're just like the Walmart version of Lamar Jackson, but
no, he's the Walmart version of Russell Wilson from a few years back.
Russell Wilson sucked too.
Yeah, he wasn't very good.
But yeah, give me. Yeah, I mean, this is easy. Give me the 49ers. That's just.
And then the most interesting NFC division, the NFC East, I think. So your top 2 teams have been the top 2 teams for the last couple of years in Philadelphia and Dallas. The New York Giants are going to be god-awful this year. I don't care what anybody says. Daniel Jones is still your quarterback. I think Malik Neighbors is going to be a phenomenal wide receiver in the NFL, but he's going to be great for a team not named the New York Giants.
No, he might be good once they get a rookie quarterback next year.
Right. If Daniel Jones is your quarterback, I do not see great numbers from Malik Neighbors. Now, the team that I could see really messing things up this year is I think it's Jaden Daniels for the Commanders, correct?
Yep.
I think he has an opportunity to win offensive rookie of the year. I think he has a lot of talent. Fine, we'll fight about it.
I'm saying I don't. We can get into it once we get into the awards. I just don't think.
I'm not saying Washington's going to win the division. I think Dallas and Philadelphia are too good, but I can see them messing up some schedules here and there.
I can see them going to number 2. I can see them taking Dallas because Dallas now everyone's kind of gotten paid, and Dallas fucking sucks. Like,
you beat me to my hot take.
Oh, my bad. Well,
Dallas. My hot take was going to be Dallas missing the playoffs.
Is that a hot take?
No, that's why I love it.
Not that they need running backs, but like they don't have anybody.
They also lost the left tackle, Tyrone Smith.
Right. I don't care that
all pro. Yeah. The only reason Dak has been good and Zeke was good the first run is because of their offensive line. At that time, they had Tyrone Smith, Travis Frederick, and Zach Martin. They now only have Zach Martin from that. So the rest of their offensive line isn't phenomenal, but they could get the job done. They're winning 8 games. I say Dallas wins 8 games. I say Philadelphia wins this. I'm not saying they run away with the division, but I have Philly slated for like 11 or 12 wins.
Right. That's fair. That's fair. It's not the worst. I also have the Eagles. I don't think that's not
a hot
NFC is pretty chalky, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Outside of the North, well, I mean, I flipped up on the South. The South is wide open. The West is pretty chalk. The North now should be chalk, even though they were probably a little bit more open until the injury.
I think the NFC East turns not chalk because we see it every single year from the NFC East. They cannibalize each other, and they haven't had a repeat division winner since in the last 15 years.
Did you guys just win last year?
The Eagles won last year, and Dallas won the division. I think.
I thought you guys repeated for the first time in 20 years. I thought you were back to back for the first time.
Hold on.
I know that stuff that you're talking about. I thought you guys broke that last year. Maybe I'm wrong.
I will check. Give me a second.
Sure.
I complete list year by year. Nope, Dallas won it last year. Then it was Philly, Dallas, Washington, Philly, Dallas, Washington, Dallas, Philly. Nobody's repeated since 2004. Nice. The Philadelphia Eagles won it 4 times in a row from 2001 to 2004.
Right. All right. So that's the NFC. Pretty straightforward for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it is bad that if we pick the Eagle, no, because Dallas won it last year, so now we're saying Eagles. So that tracks.
That tracks.
All right. Let's go to the AFC. Move it on over to. I think the AFC is a lot more wide. They have all wide open divisions outside of the West. Like the East. Let's start with the AFC East. I don't know, because for the last couple of years it's been the Bills, the Dolphins have been there, the Jets the Patriots are last in the East. Let's just get that one out of the way. The Bills, we kind of said, they might be taking a step back in terms of the division. I still think they're a playoff team. Josh Allen is still Josh Allen. But Miami kind of has the most, I think Miami probably has the best odds, if I had to guess, with that offense.
I don't know what the odds are for that. I would say probably Miami, and then the Jets, and then Buffalo.
I don't care. I'm taking the Jets.
That's fine.
I think that defense is finally up to par, and as long as Rodgers doesn't get hurt, that offense will be fine with Brees, Garrett, and him. That offense is fine. I don't
remember Rodgers.
Why were the Jets bad?
Rodgers hasn't played a game. Rodgers hasn't played a game in 2 years.
It's been a single year. Shut up.
He played 3 snaps last year.
Yeah, so he didn't play last year. He played the year before that perfectly fine before he left. He took the Packers to the playoffs. What are you talking about? Everyone's acting like he's been MIA for 4 years.
Because he keeps disappearing off the face of the planet.
What?
He keeps disappearing off the face of the planet.
He missed 1 season and he wasn't around. What do you expect?
He's not going to be an MVP. He's 40 years old now.
I didn't say he'd be a fucking MVP. Who said that?
But you're
going to tell me he can't outperform a struggling Bills offense? with Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. Fuck out of here. Yes,
Buffalo's not the issue here. Miami's the issue here. Their offense is
Their
too
defense
high-powered.
is so bad.
Their offense is so good, though.
Yeah, and who are you gonna? Oh my God, Tua's fine.
Tua's good enough to win the division.
Yeah, I think so, but I think the Jets have a better defense.
Well, yeah, but I think
They
Miami
have the
has a
best
much better
quarterback
offense
in the entire NFL.
if Rodgers can stay healthy.
That's what I'm saying. If Rodgers
I don't think
can
he's going to stay healthy. I think he's going to miss at least 3 to 5 games this year with something. He's old, and he's going to continue to try and be Rodgers and run the ball, and he can't run the ball.
He's not a. Oh my God!
This is what he's been doing. He rolls out and he runs. He
He's
can't
not
run
a
at all.
runner. All he does is escape. He doesn't run the ball.
He's
like
gonna get
Lamar
hurt.
or Russell Wilson or Josh
That
Allen.
Jets field. It's gonna get him again. He's gonna get hurt again.
Nope.
Give me Miami.
No,
I'll give you Jets number 2 and Buffalo number 3, but I'm
That's fine.
taking
I'm
Miami.
picking the Jets, though. I don't need you to give me shit. I'm picking the Jets.
It's been too long since you and I have bitched at each other.
It's just
Fuck, man. I
give me
like
the
it.
Jets. I don't know. I'm just saying, if he's healthy,
That's fine.
he's the best quarterback. No, he's not. I'm not.
No, the fuck he's
No,
not.
he's not.
No, he's not. Josh Allen is still the best quarterback in that division. Josh Allen has just no weapons now.
He might, but I don't know. I think Kincaid takes a step forward, but I don't know
He's
what
got the
Keon
tight
Coleman's
ends.
going to look like. Curtis Samuel or Khalil Shakir. I don't know what they look like. They could be fine. They
I
very
think
well
that
could
the
be.
rookie they drafted could look really good from Florida
Keon
State.
Coleman.
Keon Coleman. I think he'll
I
be
just
pretty
don't
good.
know. Like, so there's the question mark on that offense, despite having a great quarterback. I don't know.
He's a great quarterback that's going to still be running for his life like the last couple of years because they didn't address offensive line in the draft.
Which
Or
might be
in-
fine because he's good at that.
Yeah,
So
that's true. He's going to have
okay,
good numbers.
AFC
rushing.
North. Talk about a wide open one because I can see world where all 4 teams are number 1. Now,
No, I
the
can't.
stat I gave you.
No, I can't. No, I can't. I can see 3 teams. Pittsburgh's out.
Pittsburgh, arguably the second best defense.
Yeah, but it's ran by 2 quarterbacks. You don't know any. No.
Offense, though. New offensive coordinator in Arthur Smith, who, which I've brought up before,
28-3.
has shown to be successful as an offense coordinator with a mediocre quarterback and decent players around him in Tennessee when he had Tannehill and Henry.
I thought you were talking about Atlanta.
No. As I said, offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good OC, awful head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got pieces. I'm not picking the Steelers. I just would like to put that one out there. I have the Bengals because they also finished last year. So my 2 the first picks are the Panthers and the Bengals because they finished last. I think the favorites are the Ravens, but the best defense give me the Browns.
You're going to carry for a little bit. I just see that T. Higgins is out. I need to check my lineups.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. I already bet on that one that he wasn't going to be there. I already put a lot of money on Andre Isovas, so that's cool. I like that. But, yeah, there's so many good things about the Ravens, so many good things about the Bengals if, they figure out with Burrow, Chase, and Higgins. And they kind of have a committee now with Chase Brown and Zach Moss. That defense is not awful. I think they're probably one of the weaker defenses they are probably the worst division in the conference, but none of their offenses that they're going against are stellar, except probably Baltimore. But we just saw you can stop Baltimore. You stop Lamar, you stop Baltimore. Easier said than done. He's a reigning MVP. But they're all like the AFC North, kind of like how we talked about the NFC East cannibalizing themselves. I think that's really the AFC North, which it always is. There are always going to be some big, brute games, tough games. It's a tough division. But I think give me the better quarterback, and that is Joe Shiesty. I know Baltimore has the reigning MVP. I get that. He is the better.
Joe Burrow's a better quarterback. Joe Burrow's a better quarterback.
Yes,
than
Lamar's the better athlete
Mhm.
and football player, but I want the quarterback who is better, and give me that's Joe Shiesty. Finally seems healthy coming into the season. He wasn't healthy at the beginning of last season. Kind of that calf was kind of nagging him a little bit. I just think, Joe Burrow and the Bengals are the last team to actually challenge the Chiefs and beat them
Mhm.
from, 21 when they went to the Super Bowl?
Yep.
So I understand a lot of stuff has changed, but the core of that team is still there in Burrow, Higgins, and Chase. So I'm taking the Bungles. Give me the Bungles.
You can take them. I have a wild pick too, and it's not the Ravens either.
I don't think, but that's the thing. I don't think anyone we picked there is wild because all their defenses are solid, and I would say at least all 4 of the defense here are probably top 15 in the league. Like the
Cincinnati. Well, my rankings for defense is Baltimore, probably Pittsburgh, Cleveland, then Cincinnati, and you can interchange Cleveland.
All of them. So it's like
pass rush
Baltimore,
is incredible.
Pittsburgh, Cleveland are probably 3 of the top 6.
Yeah, my pick is Cleveland, and the reason being it's Cleveland. For me, it's Cleveland. They added another offensive weapon in Jerry Jeudy in the offseason. Granted, that's not a massive needle mover. No. It's not really a big needle mover, but it's a solidified number 2 for Deshaun Watson. This is a first full year of not worrying about all of the outside noise. He got the hate tour last year. I think he settles into the quarterback position pretty well. The only question mark is, will Nick Chubb come back the second half of the season okay? Because if he comes back at least 80% of Nick Chubb when he returns, I think in week 5 or 6, Jerome Ford has been playing. He played very well down the stretch, and they still have Kareem Hunt, or is he a free agent? Okay,
Deontay Johnson. Why do I know the 3rd string running back for the fucking Browns?
That's wild. That's
such a degenerate thing that I know of. That's
a wild grab out of nowhere.
It's just so gross. Why do I know that?
I'm
going to double check, but
if Deshaun Watson,
not Deontay Johnson. Excuse me, Deontay Foreman.
I was Deonta. It looks like Deonta.
Deontay Foreman. Technically, it says Pierre Strong's 2nd string, but I think it's Foreman.
Foreman's a quality running back. Also, Cleveland, in my opinion, has the best offensive line in the North. So the running lanes will be open. Plus, Deshaun Watson should stay upright for the most part. He shouldn't be running for his life. I think they have enough weapons in Njoku, Cooper, and Jeudy. And then the defensive side of the ball, we've already said every team in this division has great defenses. It's led by Myles Garrett. On the back end, they have Delpit and Ward. Like there's not many holes in any of these teams. Give me Cleveland though, but the division's won with only 10 wins. I think this is a bruiser weight of a division.
Yeah, and all 4 of them are going to be in it until the last 2 weeks.
Yep, just like every single year.
Yeah, I just don't like. I think Deshaun Watson. Here's a hot take. I think Deshaun Watson's the worst quarterback in that division.
That's Wilson or Fields though.
I'll take either one
over Deshaun Watson.
Yes.
You think Justin Fields is a better quarterback than Deshaun Watson?
Yeah.
God, that hurt you, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah, that really hurts you.
Yeah,
I'll give you Russell Wilson. If Justin Fields is starting,
there you go. Deshaun Watson's the 5th best quarterback in that division.
That's an ass take. That is such a bad take. Does nobody remember what he did in Houston?
He hasn't even shown a glimpse of that since then.
He was what was it? Suspension? Was he suspended for the year?
For 12 games or whatever.
Yeah, and then he came back and he looked like
great. Then he had a full year last year. Didn't look great. Got hurt.
If he stays healthy, he's the 3rd best. No.
Yeah, probably, but
3rd best. Yeah.
Probably. Nope, I don't want him.
Give me Cleveland.
All right, that's fine. AFC South. A little bit wide, a little bit more open, but I still think the Texans. My pick is the Texans.
This is chalk.
DJ Stroud, whatever.
This is chalk.
He's good. He's a good NFL quarterback. I can give him that.
I think Anthony Richardson can be good, but I also have seen nothing. I've seen nothing but negativity out of his camp, and he didn't look great in preseason either.
Yeah, but some of it is they're also trying to protect him. If he's healthy, the Colts can make some noise. Period. I think I guess I'll go this way. I have Houston winning. I have 2 or 3 Indy or Jacksonville, and I have Tennessee finishing last. But Will Levis could also make some noise. So it's it's a little. It's not
other than D-Hop. Who are they throwing to? Other than D-Hop, who is he throwing to though?
Ridley. They signed Ridley to that huge deal, and then they have the 2-headed not monster. They have the 2-headed backfield of Pollard and Spears. like they have some weapons, but Vrabel's gone.
Mhm.
So new coach.
Where did Vrabel
Not-
go? They fired him?
Yeah.
That's wild. I hate that. I like
Yeah,
Vrabel.
100%.
I love Vrabel.
So do I. And he didn't get hired anymore. Well, at least
So-
I don't think he did.
I also have Tennessee finishing last. I have Jacksonville finishing third and Indy finishing second, right behind Houston. And by right behind, I mean like 3 games behind them.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. This helps your case a little bit more. He's a coaching and a personal consultant for the Browns.
Hey,
So
he needs a coordinator job though. He should still.
yeah,
be a
but I think
coordinator.
this is
He's
him
great.
just kind of like, hey, I'm just gonna kind of do whatever I want this year, and then we'll fucking we'll sit this round out. Kind of not that I think Bill Belichick's coming back, but
Mhm.
just kind of be like, hey, I didn't really find the job that I wanted. I'm just gonna sit this round out. Maybe I'm done. Belichick seems to kind of like the life he's living now. So
All right, who's coming in second place in the AFC West?
AFC
The-
West. Oh yeah. that's-
The Chiefs are winning. Let's be honest.
Oh, I
Who's
can
coming
tell
in
you that
second
one.
place?
Who do you think I have winning, being second in the West?
The Chargers, guaranteed.
Yeah, of course.
Guaranteed. I know you.
I could take them to win.
Harbaugh is the coach there. I know what you're doing.
I'm just
they
so glad
actually-
I still
they're
get
in
to
a-
watch.
they're-
I'm so glad I still get to watch my favorite like Michigan team, but in Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
It's my favorite.
Who's their number 1 wide receiver? Is it Johnston? Or is it
Lad
Denzel?
McConkey, baby,
Oh,
the
I'm sorry.
best rookie wide receiver in this class. I'm telling you right now.
Well,
Book it, book it, book it. Puka 2.0. Just saying.
I take Keon Coleman over that, but
No.
that's beside the point.
Keon Coleman, trash. Not trash, but no.
Better quarterback.
Lad McConkey,
Better
best
quarterback play.
rookie wide receiver, period, this year.
Where'd he come out of?
Georgia.
All right.
You're telling me a white guy on the national championship from Georgia ain't going to do shit in the NFL? Absolutely, he is.
It's not a running back.
Doesn't matter. I didn't
No,
say he
no.
was.
Oh,
But
yeah,
if
but
you're telling
that's
me,
what Georgia produces in the NFL: defensive players and running backs.
wrong.
Not wrong, but all right.
Their their
I think
defensive
I
players
think
are
I also
grossly
have
overrated.
I think I also have the Chargers because you're
Finishing
starting.
second.
You have Gardner Minshew and a rookie in Bo Nix.
I don't know
competing
what
for that.
order was on this morning, but holy shit, that guy is delusional when it comes to Gardner Minshew.
He said that Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
Did he actually put in that bet?
I hope so. Like I hope so,
That's
but
wild.
yeah, that was some delusion. He said when I was with him on Thursday, he was saying that, oh hey, I am like delusional about Gardner Minshew. I was like, oh okay, that's cool. Like you're a big fan. And then I actually like outlined it, and I'm like, oh, you've actually like looked into it. You're just not oh, you are. Oh,
Losing your
you have
mind.
a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
So Vegas. I have Vegas finishing last. I think Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix is going to have a solid rookie year. I don't think he's going to light the
see
world.
Raiders finishing third.
I think you can
Bron-
interchange
Broncos-
3 and 4.
Like here, and I know where you're going. Like the Raiders, not a lot of great pieces, but I like Bowers. I like Devontae and Jacoby and Zamir White more than I like whoever the fuck is catching the ball in Denver,
Cortland
or whoever the
Sutton,
fuck is running the ball in Denver,
Javonte Williams.
or Jaleel McLaughlin, or whoever else it could fucking be. Like their rookie they drafted in Troy Franklin. I've heard really bad reports that he looks like shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have Marvin Mims, who I'm big a fan of in Dynasty, but I don't know, man. Like they have Cortland Sutton, but it's always been Cortland Sutton. This is his year. Never is. Like
This
I like.
division's going to be a travesty behind Kansas City.
Not that it's a huge like. Wow, I really love Raiders offense. No, but in comparison to Denver, give me Raiders pieces and Devontae. Give me Devontae alone.
Can we just talk about we can give a lineage of problems with Gardner Minshew, but number one, his job is to be a consistent check down, slant, medium route. He's not a deep ball guy. Like this delusional crap that Corey is on. I don't understand where that even remotely came from. Like he just looked at the odds of like longest chances to win MVP, and he was like, and he talked
Jameis
himself
Winston
into
has
it.
a better chance of winning MVP than Gardner Minshew.
That's because Jameis. Well, wait, isn't Jameis a backup?
Yeah. Yep. That. Yep. That. So in the realm of like, how fucking delusional are you? Corey is picking a guy lower than a backup quarterback to win MVP. By the way.
Hey, I heard you were on his pod.
Yeah, on Thursday.
Wow.
Wednesday, Thursday, one of the days. I don't know. Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah.
And if you don't know who we're talking about Corey
Corey
Sparks. He frequently comes on to our podcast, and T-Bone decided to head over to his podcast.
Yep.
That's
Armchair
what is it?
Fantasy. Armchair Fantasy. I'm gonna make sure I have that name right, but I'm pretty confident I have that right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is. You know, he's a little bit more fantasy focused.
Mm-hmm.
He's usually, I believe, actually, he's live right now. Fun fact, he's live right now. But yeah, Armchair Fantasy Football on YouTube. I think he goes live like 4 or 5 times a week for about an hour. Just kind of puts it out there and a little bit more fantasy. Well, we're a little bit more broader. But yeah, got talking about our favorite picks of the week. Mine was Xavier Worthy. That one hit. I also said Jaden Reed. That one hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Neither of us picked Isaiah Likely though. So
No.
But Jaden Reed played better anyway.
So before we get into the slate, and we're gonna try and start rushing through this because we are gonna run out of time soon. Let's quick
about 20 minutes left.
Let's start picking your award winners. So you have odds, I'm assuming, up for this.
Well, I don't know. I just who I want to know. I don't care about the odds because I just know who I want to win.
Okay.
I can bring up the odds if you'd like me to.
Here, I'm going to start off with MVP, and mine's a wild take, like way outside chance of happening.
Oh, so is mine. So that's interesting. Go ahead.
I'm going to go with your AFC North champions. I'm going with Joe Shiesty. I think he comes for blood this year. I think he throws up insane numbers. Obviously, the voter fatigue of Patrick Mahomes, that's there. He's going to put up numbers regardless. I want with every fiber of my being to pick my team, but I can't bring myself to say that Jalen Hurts is now a top 5 quarterback in the league after the downslide that he's had last year. Give me Joe Burrow for MVP this year. Campaign.
Wow, okay. So I did pull up the odds just because I just want to see how I'm feeling. Yours are 4th best in Joe Burrow. Mine is actually one below you, and that's CJ Stroud.
I like it.
But also I will say Lamar Jackson at plus 1,600 as the 6th best odds-on favorite for an MVP.
He's not going to win 3.
I'm just saying, plus 1,600 after coming off an MVP. That's not. I'm not taking the bet. I want CJ Stroud in this one. It hurts me, my fucking soul. But similar to your reasoning with Joe Burrow, I think Stroud, they're going to put up gaudy numbers. I think he throws for over 5,000 yards.
Damn.
Probably pushing 40. As long as he takes care of the ball, he has the weapons to do it. A lot of people are low on Diggs. I'm not. I think he's in the opposite situation. I brought this up on Corey's pod. Diggs is in the opposite situation that Chase is in, CD was in, Jefferson was in. Diggs doesn't have a fucking contract. Like, he's young enough to still get another, not a massive contract, but he's young enough to play well this year and get a decent sized contract next year. Like, whether it's by Houston or not, he needs to play well. So, and we've seen that Diggs usually gets his wars out as welcome after about 3 or 4 years with the team he's on.
Mm-hmm.
Happened in Minnesota. Seemingly happened in Buffalo, even though it's still kind of unknown of if that was really an issue or not.
Yeah, that's a weird one. I
don't know with Diggs if it's like, oh, Diggs is really a problem. There's been some stuff, but I don't really think so. I don't view him that way. So yeah, give me Stroud. I think he's got the weapons. They're gonna sling that pill all around, and I want
breaking news from Bleacher Report. We have a Super Bowl halftime headliner.
Is it Taylor Swift?
Kendrick Lamar
again?
Well, he just like came on. I think for the LA one.
I hate that.
they're capitalizing on the
I hate
beef between Drake and this is not a music podcast, so we are not going to go that deep into it. But that's what they're doing. Kendrick
I like
Lamar is
that,
headlining
personally.
Super Bowl.
I can't hear to go, what? I can't wait to do that at the Super Bowl. That's going to be fun.
It's
I will
good.
be doing that. But
I think it's going to be a good show. But back to our
I don't
award
hate it,
winners.
but I don't like it.
Let's get another relative.
Okay.
Go
The
for it.
the offensive player of the year, which is somehow different than the MVP, whatever.
Usually it's a non-quarterback one.
You're going to like this because I've already told you this, and the guy's already jumped up about double his odds. I got the Quan Barkley. I got the quad man.
All right, good. We're in agreement here.
And as people would be like, you're going to say that after the fucking thing.
No.
I have a ticket that I parlayed Saquon in my defensive player of the year about a month ago to win that when he was at plus 3,000. Now he's plus 1,400.
There's going to be a what? There's going to be like just because I don't want to pick the same player as you, give me a kind of out there one, probably pretty long odds, but not super long odds. Give me Puka Nacua for offensive player.
Oh my God, I'll tell you, he's
I think Puka
out there.
Oh, I figured he'd be a little closer. Like it's going to be Saquon, Christian McCaffrey, but if he misses any time, he's not getting it. It's the same thing with Saquon. We're assuming that Saquon stays healthy all year, which is a big ask for Saquon.
Plus 2,200.
I like it. Give me Puka Nacua. Give me Saquon for real, but Puka Nacua.
He's about 11.
That's not as far fetched. All right, Depoy.
Oh, that's easy. That's TJ Watt. Finally, for the
second time.
He should have gotten it last year.
He should have gotten it last year. It's always a pass rusher. If we're talking about one of the best defensive players in the league, though, I think Sauce Gardner is going to have an insane year this year.
That's not bad.
I don't think he's going to win it, but
another good sneaky bet I like though is Aiden Hutchinson. I know it's a Michigan thing, but he's going into his third year. He knows what to do. He's the anchor of that defense in Detroit, which should be pretty solid. The favorite is Micah, but Micah's not the best fucking defensive player on his own fucking team. So,
well, their corners can't stay fucking healthy to save their goddamn life. So,
right. I've seen Micah disappear too many times in big games to be like, oh, this is the guy, and then he has he has 0 sacks, 0 pressures, 0 tackle for losses, and 1 deflection. It's like that was in the game to decide if you won the division or not.
Here's my thought process behind picking Sauce Gardner. If Aaron Rodgers, like you have said, is healthy all year long, they're going to put up points because Aaron Rodgers, although not as mobile, his arm still works. He's going to be able to chuck the ball downfield to his weapons. They're going to be in shootouts, which means Sauce Gardner is going to have plenty of opportunities for interceptions. And the only way a corner is going to win Depoy is if you start seeing a lot of interceptions. I think Sauce Gardner has a chance.
I don't know. What happened when the fucking guy from Dallas who had all those interceptions, and yet he was statistically one of the worst cornerbacks in the league at that year because he got burned all the time?
Yeah, but that's not Sauce. Sauce Gardner doesn't get burned all the time.
I'm not saying he does. I'm just saying we've seen someone who's had 8, 7, or 8 interceptions and wasn't even close to being Depoy.
Was that Diggs?
Yeah.
Diggs or Bland? Yeah, all right.
So I hear you. I don't mind it, but you got to be you have to be Hall of Fame level. Which not saying he can't do it. I'm all on the Sauce train.
Mm-hmm. That's a weird statement.
You got to be unreal at cornerback. So we got offensive. We got the MVP. We got the Depoy rookie offensive player of the year. Who do you got?
It should be. It's going to be a quarter. It's always a fucking quarterback.
I went chalk. I have Caleb.
It's hard to pick anybody else. Honestly, Marvin Harrison is going to be up there because I think he's going to have a great year. But it's a quarterback. It's going to be a quarterback.
Well, you said it's probably Daniels. It's either Daniels or Caleb.
Yeah, I think Daniels has the better numbers. I think the Bears have a better record.
Oh, I think Caleb is the first Bears quarterback to throw for 4,000 yards.
I mean, that's not saying much, though, in 17 games. If he's healthy, yeah.
It is when the Bears have yet to have one in their
That's
entire franchise
insanity, by the way.
history.
That's insanity, by the way.
It is saying something. Yeah, like all he has to do is throw for 4,000 yards, and I think it's his because it's something no player has done in his franchise's history.
Where's
Low
Marvin
bar,
Harrison on that? Where's the Marvin Harrison on
He
those
started
odds?
at plus 650.
So it's Caleb, Jaden.
Caleb is the heavy favorite at plus 120.
Jesus.
Jaden
I would
plus
throw some money on
600.
Jaden. I would throw some money on Jaden.
Yeah, I don't hate it because if they come out and if he matches, well, yeah, but I think if Caleb throws for 4,000 yards, no matter what the rest is, it'd be breaking a franchise record, which it's a low fucking bar.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it would lock it up.
All right, we're starting to run out of time. We got 9 minutes to kick off. Defensive
we got
rookie
two
of the
more
year.
awards. We're fine. Rookie defensive player of the year.
I don't have a name for you.
What?
I haven't really looked into defensive rookies. What are the odds? Who do we have as odds?
Lot two from the Colts plus 400. Dallas Turner, the Vikings 440. Jared Verse plus 700 of the Rams. I have a corner, shocking enough, for not your Eagles,
No, I know.
but for the Detroit Lions, Terrion Arnold. The other corner that was taken highly, Terrion Arnold, probably going to be the number one, if not number two. I don't know how the Lions defense stacked up. What's up, Cash? How you doing, brother? But yeah, give me Terrion Arnold. It's a defensive back, so it's
mine's going to be a defensive back too. It is from the Eagles. It's not who you think. I'm going Kenyon Mitchell.
that's exactly who else would I have thought it would be?
Cooper.
No one's taking Cooper.
No, nobody's
Did
taking
the guy
Cooper.
even play on the field on
Yeah,
Friday?
he did. Oh, he definitely did.
I only saw
Kenyon, Mitchell played well.
White guy.
Mitchell did play well though.
No, Mitchell did. That's why I
He
thought
played very well
when
on
you
Friday.
said, "Oh, you're not going to believe who it is." That's exactly who I thought you would have taken if you're taking anyone.
Cash, that sounds like a fantastic deal. We will be
Oh
doing
yeah,
the
man.
same
We're about
shortly.
to hop off here in about 10 minutes, and that's exactly where I'll be going.
Give me a coach.
You give me a fucking coach. Mine shouldn't be a fucking problem here. I have two, but I have who I actually think, and then I have the one. It kind of goes into who I was picking for the conferences.
Who's
Who the fuck do you think I'm betting on for coach of the year?
Houston? D'Amico.
No.
You don't think D'Amico?
Well, if you want D'Amico, you can have D'Amico. Who do you think I of all people are going to fucking take?
Harbaugh.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's gonna be Harbaugh. For you, it's Harbaugh. He's not winning though. There's no way he wins Coach of the Year. It's D'Amico Ryans to lose.
Wrong. I think that was last year. This
Which
year,
is wild
actually, I think it's either Harbaugh's or it's Eberflus's. Those are the two favorites.
Take who's Saleh? Is it still Saleh in New York?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think Saleh. I changed mine. Give me Robert Saleh.
Okay, so outside of Jim, because he is the actual favorite with Eberflus is tied for favorites, I have the Panthers because I said if they come out hot and they make some noise, Dave Canales.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
Yeah, so that was my second one. If it's like, all right, yeah, of course, T-Bone's picking Jim Harbaugh. Fucking, of course I am.
Who's Washington's head coach now?
I have a second favorite team in the NFL. This is really fun for me.
Who's the Commanders head coach?
The Commanders? Why am I blanking? Big white guy. Dan Quinn.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I retract my statement.
Yeah, because Quinn was supposed to be in line for the Seattle job,
Mm-hmm.
and then another former Wolverine got that, and Mike McDonald, who's third. So, hey, don't worry about any sanctions, but Michigan Wolverine guys go to the NFL and become favorites to win Coach of the Year. Just saying.
You got any bets for this Sunday, man, for today?
Yeah, I do. The easy one I have is it's pretty easy. It's a 3-team. I got the Bengals. This is a parlay, not individual, because this would be cheating. Bengals over the Patriots. Fair.
Money?
Bills over the Cardinals.
Both money?
And then I have the Chargers over the Raiders.
Okay.
That's it. Nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy. I like it.
Those are my bets. And then I have a 10 leg parlay for anytime touchdowns.
I love those. I love those.
Yeah.
All right. Give me
Brad?
one, and then we'll do one more thing, and then we'll get out of here. Give me one upset today.
Oh God, don't make me. I mean, we're looking forward.
I'll
We're looking
start.
forward.
I'll start.
Okay,
start.
yeah, okay, go ahead.
My upset is going to be, and it's not really that much of an upset. I got Washington over Tampa Bay, who is favored by 3.5.
Okay, I like that.
I like Jaden Daniels. I don't know what his over under is, but I think Jaden Daniels is going to have a great first game.
I don't know the line on either of these.
I have
but
him up. What do you got?
Pittsburgh over Atlanta.
Let's see.
I think Atlanta might be favored. Just
Atlanta's
because-
favored by 4.
yeah, give me
'Cause they're at home.
Pittsburgh. The other one is, do you know who's favored in New York, Minnesota?
Minnesota by 1.
Don't care. Give me the other one. You could have told me either one. I'm saying give me the other one.
You think Giants?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
They're underdogs at home. They're 1 point dogs.
the Giants have a better quarterback right now.
Not by much, but yeah.
Not by much. Nope, you're right. Not by much.
Not by much. For everybody who normally listens to our audio, it will not be uploaded until later tonight, likely. I will probably.
We got games to watch. People.
We got
Fuck!
games to watch, so that watch out for that. Probably around 10 p.m. So if you need something to listen to Monday morning on your drive to work, check that out on Spotify. That's MV3 Pod. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, and anywhere you can get your podcast. MV3 Podcast on Twitch. It is Coach_Gets.
Bingo.
And then check out the TikTok. That is also MV3 Pod. I hope you have enjoyed this episode of MV3.
Back Wednesday. Back normal programming Wednesday. We'll be back.
Normal programming between 7 and 7:30 on Wednesday. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Enjoy football because it is week 1. We are back, baby.
Oh,
And
Jim Harbaugh's in the NFL. Let's fucking go.
Later, guys.
Only thing with the White Sox, I say they've been coasting into the playoffs, and Tampa Bay's been having to win. It just depends on who gets hot.
The Philadelphia Eagles do have an opportunity.
To be honest, I thought you were going to say the Atlanta Falcons.
No, fuck no.
Oh God, yeah, that would have been that would have been warranted.
Paul George to show up again, and they need Reggie Jackson to be the best point guard left standing outside of Trae Young, who's hurt.